Today I would like to talk about the scenes of the Yamaha Modx. On the left side, under the faders on the housing, you find the scene buttons 1, 2, 3, 4, and with the button on the left you can switch to 5, 6, 7 and 8. You see here the red light, this means the scene is active. Then here we see a low red light, that means the scene is programmed but not active, and you can change it. And here the black one, you can change too, but there is no parameter. With the scenes you can switch or you can handle many parameters of the Yamaha Modx with one click. So let's start. Move to the performance mode, and then you see here on the left hand side this button scene. Click on this scene button. On the top of the screen we see scene 1 up to scene 8, and here a line of off buttons which we can switch to on. Behind every of this button we find some parameters which we can change with the scene buttons. Today I don't want to talk about every of these categories, but let's talk about the main, or for me the important categories. On scene 1 I switch this on. This is the arpeggio screen. I hope you know that we have 8 different arpeggios per part or per timbre. I will show it in another video. When we switch on this on scene 2 and change this to 5, for example, we can switch between scene 1 and 2 this arpeggio parameter. So we can change the arpeggio or the part of the arpeggio from 1 to 8. So it's very easy to change the pattern, for example from a drum groove or a bass pattern or something else. Then we have here the super knob. For the super knob it's very easy. You can change the position of the super knob. It's like you can turn the super knob, or you can change here this parameter to 100, and on scene 2 we have the 100, and on scene 1 we have the parameter or the value on 127. So it's very easy to change the super knob to a specific position. Then to another important points are the mixing points. With mixing 1, where we can change the reverb send, the variation send, the dry level, the pan of each timbre and the volume of each timbre. On the mixing 2 we can change cut off, the resonance frequency, the FEG deep and the mute position. So for example I mute this one in scene 1, and on scene 2 there's no mute, so we can change the mute position. And when we change here the volume, 60 on scene 1, 127 on scene 2. So you see we can change many parameters at once. A very important thing for me is the keyboard control button. Where's the difference to the mute button? If we use the mute function from the mixing menu, the sound will stop immediately if we change it. So if I change to scene 1, these two sounds will stop immediately, whether we play a key or not, or with the sustain pedal. If we use the keyboard control button to do this, I hope you know what this button is for, or I will explain it in another video here in short. The keyboard control button means that the internal keyboard is connected to the sound engine. So if there's a green light you can play the sound, and if there's no green light you can't play the sound with the internal keyboard. But the important difference to the mute button is if we uncheck this box so it's not green, there will be no note off message. That means the sound is sounding until we don't press the key anymore. So it's better for sound changing in the songs between the chorus and the verse or something else. Then we have here the AEG parameter, so the attack, decay, sustain and release. I use it for some songs to change the attack of a sound. So here on scene 2 you see 10, that's 0. It's the same in all the other scenes. And here are some ARPs. So for me the important thing is ARP, super knob, mixing 1, 2 and keyboard control. And with this we can change every parameter of this menus to a defined value. With the super knob you can do similar things if we connect all the parameters to one of the 4 poties and then to the super knob. there you can change it in a way and not on the point, so to a defined value. I hope you understand a little bit, and in some of the next videos I will show you some on an example, especially for 1 or 2 songs.